Sportverein Werder Bremen von 1899 e.V., commonly known as Werder Bremen, is a German sports club located in Bremen, in the northwest German federal state Free Hanseatic City of Bremen. The club was founded in 1899 and has grown to 40,400 members. It is best known for its association football team. Bremen's football club has been a mainstay in the Bundesliga, the top league of the German football league system. Bremen have won the Bundesliga championship 4 times and the DFB Pokal 6 times. The latest Bundesliga championship came in 2004 when they won a double. The last win of the German Cup came in 2009. Bremen have also had European success, winning the 1992 European Cup Winners' Cup. Bremen also reached the final match of the last edition of the UEFA Cup in 2009, during the mid-2000s. Bremen was one of the most successful teams in the Bundesliga, but the club has not played in a European competition since the 2010-11 campaign. Since 1924, Werder Bremen's stadium is the Weserstadion. Werder Bremen's coach currently is Viktor Skripnik. Werder Bremen has a rivalry with Hamburger SV, another Bundesliga club in northern Germany, known as the Nordderby. History: the club was founded on 4 February 1899 as Fußballverein Werder by a group of 16 vocational high school students who had won a prize of sports equipment. The students took the club's name from the seldom used regional German word for river peninsula, which described the riverside field on which they played the first football games. The predecessor to Bremen, known as SV Werder, played its first ever match on 10 September 1899 against ASC 1898, Bremen coming away with a 1-0 victory. In 1900, FV Bremen was represented at the founding of the German Football Association at Leipzig. The club then enjoyed some early success, fielding competitive sides and winning a number of local championships. FV took part in the qualification play for the national championships in playoffs held by the Norddeutsche Fußballverband, one of the 7 major regional leagues after the turn of the century, but were unable to advance. They became the first club to charge spectators a fee to attend the games and to fence in the playing field. In April 1914, the club became a department of Allgemeine Bremer Turnverein 1860 and was briefly known as Sportabteilung Werder des ABTV. However, the relationship was short-lived and the club went its own way again less than 2 months later. Steady growth after World War I led the club to adopt other sports and, on 19 January 1920, changed the name to the current Sportverein Werder Bremen. Football remained the primary interest, so much so that in 1922, they became the first German club to hire a professional coach. The team made regular appearances in year-end NFV qualification round play through the 1920s and on into the early 1930s, but did not enjoy any success. German football was reorganized under the Third Reich in 1933 into 16 first division leagues known as Gorligen, and Werder became part of the Gorliga Niedersachsen. The club scored its first real successes, capturing division titles in 1934, 1936, and 1937, and took part for the first time in national-level playoff competition. The shape of the Gorligen changed through the course of World War II, and in 1939, the Gorliga Niedersachsen was split into 2 divisions. SV played in the Gorliga Niedersachsen Nord, where they captured a 4th title in 1942. As the war overtook the country, the Gauligen became progressively more local in character. The Gauliga Niedersachsen Nord became the Gauliga Weser-Ems and then the Gauliga Weser-Ems Bremen over the next 2 years. Werder's 1944-45 season was cut short after just 2 matches. Like other organizations throughout Germany, the club was disbanded on the order of the occupying Allied authorities after the war. They reconstituted themselves the 10th of November 1945 as Turn- und Sportverein Werder 1945 Bremen, which was changed to Sportclub Grün-Weiß 99 Bremen on the 4th of February 1946. The team took up play in the Stadtliga Bremen, and after capturing a title that participated in the Northern German Championship and advancing to the quarter-finals, they were able to reclaim the name SV Werder on the 25th of March 1946 before taking part in the playoffs. At the time, professionals were not permitted to play in the German game, so it was normal for football players to take on other jobs, often with the club's local patron. In the case of Werder, a number of the players worked at the nearby Brinkmann tobacco factory, and so the side took on the nickname Texas 11 after one of the company's popular cigarette brands. Between the end of the war and the formation of the Bundesliga in 1963, the club continued to do well, being recognized as one of the top 2 teams in northern Germany, along with Hamburger SV. In 1961, they managed the first DFB Pokal win. The performance was good enough to earn them a place as a charter member of the Bundesliga, and in the league's second season, Werder took the championship. They earned a second-place finish in the 1967-68, but then languished in the bottom half of the table for a dozen years. An attempt to improve the lot by signing high-priced talent earned the side the new, derisive nickname of the Millionaires and turned out to be an expensive failure. The club dropped out of the Bundesliga for the first and only time, being relegated to the second Bundesliga Nord for the 1980-81 season after a 17th place finish. Werder Bremen recovered themselves under the direction of newly hired coach Otto Rehhagel, who led the side to a string of successes. Bundesliga runners-up in 1983, 1985 and 1986. Champions in 1988, appearances in the final of the DFB Pokal in 1989 and 1990 with a win there in 1991, followed by victory in the European Cup, Winners' Cup in 1992. In 1993, the club earned its third Bundesliga title and, in the following year, its third DFB Pokal. Rehhagel left the club in June 1995 after this impressive run for a short-lived turn as coach of Bayern Munich. The impact of Rehhagel's departure was felt immediately, and a succession of coaches led the club into a critical position. In May 1999, former defender and amateur coach Thomas Schaaf took over the team and stopping a slide toward relegation and leading the team to a cup victory. Only weeks later, the team's performance stabilized in the following seasons as they regularly finished in the upper half of the table. In 2004, they managed to take both the Bundesliga Championship and the DFB Pokal, one of only 4 German sides to achieve the double. The performance qualified them for the 2004-05 Champions League play and they advanced to the round of 16 before a dismal exit on a 10-2 aggregate to French side Olympique Lyonnais. Werder again qualified for the Champions League in 2005, this time through a third-place Bundesliga result following a difficult injury-prone season. They once more advanced to the round of 16, this time being put out by Italian club Juventus on away goals after a 4-4 aggregate score. A second place in the league ensured the third consecutive consecutive Champions League qualification for Werder Bremen. In the 2006-07 season, Werder Bremen claimed the Winter Champions title, being the first-place team in the Bundesliga before the winter break period, but eventually came in third behind VfB Stuttgart and Schalke 04. A third place in the Champions League group stage sent Bremen to the UEFA Cup, where they lost in the semi-finals to RCD Espanyol. After the season, Werder lost the famous striker Miroslav Klose through transfer to Bayern Munich. As in the previous season, Bremen finished third in the Champions League, but this time lost in the round of 16 to Scottish club Rangers. The vice-championship in the Bundesliga qualified Werder for the fifth consecutive Champions League attendance. Bremen struggled in the Bundesliga campaign of 2008-09, eventually finishing 10th, the worst league performance in more than a decade. Nevertheless, Bremen made it to the UEFA Cup final, as well as the National Cup final. After Naldo equalized an early goal by Shakhtar Donetsk, Bremen lost the final 1-2 after extra time. In the final match of the 2008-09 season, Bremen defeated Bayer Leverkusen 1-0 to win the DFB Pokal. In the 2008-09 UEFA Cup, Bremen made it to the final. Supporters and rivals. Werder Bremen has a long-standing rivalry with northern German club Hamburger SV, another major club in northern Germany, known as the Nordderby, and other big clubs like Bayern Munich in particular. They have developed a recent but intense dislike of Schalke 04 after the Gelsenkirchen side poached some of the top players and star, and Fabian Ernst. There are 7 ultra groups in Bremen: Wanderers Bremen, the infamous Youth, Tyra, Lantesa Verde, HP Crew, Ultra Boys, and Ultra Team Bremen. The official anthem of Werder Bremen is Lebenslang Grün-Weiß by Bremen-based band Original Deutsche Marke. After each Bremen goal, the song I'm Gonna Be by the Proclaimers is played. Lebenslang Grün-Weiß is sung before every game. Some Werder fans maintain friendly relationships with Rot-Weiß Essen and Hapoel Katamon Jerusalem. Honors. Domestic Bundesliga winners 1964-65, 1987-88, 1992-93, 2003-04. Runners-up: 1967-68, 1982-83, 1984-85, 1985-86, 1994-95, 2005-06, 2007-08. 2. Bundesliga winners 1980-81. DFB Pokal winners 1960-61, 1990-91, 1993-94, 1998-99, 2003-04, 2008-09. Runners-up: 1988-89, 1989-90, 1999, 2000, 2009-10. DFB Liga Pokal winners 2006. Runners-up: 1999, 2004. DFL Super Cup winners 1988, 1993, 1994, 2009. Runners-up: 1991. European UEFA Cup winners 1991-92. UEFA Europa League UEFA Cup runners-up 2008-09. UEFA Super Cup runners-up 1992. UEFA Intertoto Cup winners 1998. Youth German Under-19 Championship winners 1999. Under-19 Bundesliga North-Northeast winners 2007, 2009, 2016. Players. Current squad as of 13 August 2016. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. On loan. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. For recent transfers, see Transfers Summer 2016 and Transfers Winter 2015-16. Retired numbers Chapter 12 Club supporters Coaching staff. Sponsorship. Companies that Werder Bremen currently has sponsorship deals with include Wiesenhof, main sponsor. Nike, official kits, applies. Targo Bank, official sponsors, formerly Citibank. Volkswagen, official sponsors. Coca-Cola, official sponsors. InBev, official sponsors. Tipico, official sponsors. Sig Solar, official sponsors. Ramada, official sponsors. Kraft Foods, official sponsors. Utal, official sponsors. Cervacolor, official sponsors. Harkybeck, Hasseröder, official sponsors. Former sponsors. In the 2008-09 Bundesliga season, during the transition of the German branch of Citibank to Targo Bank, following its takeover by Credit Mutual, Werder Bremen sported on the shirts the transitional message Siget Bank Hut. Werder Bremen 2. Werder Bremen's reserve team currently plays in the 3. Liga. It plays its home matches at Weserstadion-Platz 11, adjacent to the first team's ground, and it is coached by Alexander Nuri. Women. The women's team was promoted to the first Bundesliga in 2014-15. Notable players. A list of notable Werder Bremen players can be found here. For a list of all past and present players who are the subjects of Wikipedia articles, see category SV Werder Bremen players. Managers since 1963. Werder has had 19 managers since the beginning of the Bundesliga era in 1963. Otto Rehhagel served the longest term, being in office for 14 years. Hans Tilkowski, William Althor, Rudi Assauer, and Otto Rehhagel served 2 terms each, while Fritz Langner served 3. SV Werder Bremen in Europe. Recent finishes and attendance. SV Werder Bremen in Forbes magazine.